Hey guys, thanks for joining me on our brand new channel, My Cleaner Living Journey. My name is Sabrina. Some of you may know me from my other channel, Subscription Unbox, that I have with my husband. So this one I wanted to go ahead and start as to show you my journey. To go ahead and give a little bit of a background on why I'm doing this channel is because of what happened after my second pregnancy. So about 4 years ago, I had complications afterwards where, I know this is probably TMI, but again, this is where my journey started. I wasn't able to stop bleeding after my pregnancy up to 9 months after, and it was quite heavy. I had become anemic. I had had multiple different tests done, and a couple of specialists that I went to, and no one could figure out where the bleeding was coming or why the bleeding wouldn't stop. Not only did it affect my confidence, it was putting a strain on my marriage because there was no intimacy because of that. And of course the stress of the new child, having a older child. And so there's just a lot going on in that 9 months. I was actually coming up on having exploratory surgery to go ahead and figure out what was causing it. So I had a friend of a friend actually suggest that I should go and see her doctor. She was actually going to have open heart surgery because they couldn't figure out why her heart was so weak after having so many tests done. And she went to this doctor and he was able to figure out what was going on. She explained to me that he was a naturopath. So I'm like, all I got left is surgery. So let's try it. I was at my last wit's end with all of this, so I decided to go ahead and see him. Within 20 minutes of being in the room with him, he was able to figure out what was causing the bleeding, what we can do to stop it, and how I even caught it to begin with. Come to find out, I had a parasite that was embedded in my uterus because it was the weakest part of my body because that happened while I was pregnant. Yes, I know it sounds scary, but everybody has parasites. If you've ever done the research on it, it's quite common. But that would be the reason why, just like you have a runny nose when you have stuff in the air, it's trying to make sure it stays out of your body. Your uterus does the same thing. After about 5 days of being on the plant-based supplements that he had given me, I stopped bleeding for the first time in 9 months. It was one of those experiences where I cried because it was a very long journey to get there because, I mean, you're on all these different medications because you're bleeding. You didn't know what to do. I was on a pill birth control on top of having an IUD and nothing was helping. So after seeing him, I'm like, light bulb went off. So I'm like, okay, well, my body was trying to tell me something and I couldn't figure it out. And even my regular doctors can't figure it out. So I started going to this doctor for quite some time after, and I still actually go to the doctor. And I didn't start taking my journey serious until about 2 years ago when I decided to go ahead and, it was after a family member had got diagnosed with cancer, and also a friend at work that also got diagnosed with cancer, that I really started to look at, well, there's quite a bit of stuff that runs in my family when it comes to cancer, so I wanted to go ahead and avoid some of these things so that I could have better odds. And that's where this started about 2 years ago, was me researching on what things that cause cancer that I should cut out of my diet, out of my daily uses. And it kind of went into this whole spiral of the different foods that we eat now, things that we avoid, replacing some of our food products with organic products. Because if you're going to eat it bad, you might as well at least have the good part of it. So that's where we're switching to organic. And again, it's a slow process. It would be like, if I ran out of milk, I'm just gonna get organic milk now. Or if I ran out of flour, I'm gonna get organic flour now. So it's just slowly weeding out all the bad stuff and just kind of replacing it with something that's a little bit better, even though it's still somewhat unhealthy when it comes to things. That's where we started taking supplements. And so that's where this whole thing comes from, is from 4 years ago and then 2 years ago. And so everything that we're going to be doing on this channel, there's going to be things that I do for cooking, cleaning, supplements, the stuff that I put on my face and my hair, the things that I use on my own animals and the children and my husband, of course. So all of it has to do with just cleaning your system out, boosting your immune system. And all of these are just my experiences. I do not have any medical background. This is just me doing my research and wanting to go ahead and clean up my life. I am going to go ahead and have some products from Young Living because has helped me clean up some of the stuff that I use in my life, and I actually use a lot of their essential oils and stuff in the house along with their cleaning products and supplements. It is not the only things that I use, so I do have other products that I use, and I'll go ahead and mention those and have links down below with anything that I mention. If you guys ever have any suggestions, I would love to read those in the comments. Just let me know on the things that you're changing when it comes up to each video. I also have a passion for the sourdough starter. It's something that I keep in the refrigerator. Some people keep on the counter. So that's another thing. A lot of my recipes may go ahead and include those because I don't like using yeast. I would prefer more of the natural part of that. So that sums up what this journey is about for me and why I started all of this. So hopefully you guys can learn something from me and I can learn something from you down in the comments whenever I do post these videos weekly. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because God knows when I'll be able to post next week, but it will be weekly. If you hear from the other channel Subscription Unboxed, hi everyone. If you haven't, you can check out my other channel right up here, and I will see you sometime next week.